Welcome back to episode 29 in the season 2 of the Gaming Roundtable. Pull up a chair and have a mug of beer if you're able. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a little beer in the throat now. It is Friday, TGIF Friday to you gamers out there. It's a good time to game. Though I got to work tomorrow, doesn't going to stop me from gaming tonight. Anyway, some Gillians, there you go. Thank you. Anyway, I'm playing a little Sword Art Online Hollow Realization. Now, to those who are, I do like the Sword Art Online anime. I watched the entire of the first thing on Crunchyroll because I thought it's interesting how these were gamers trapped in the gaming world, and if they died in the gaming, they died in real life. And I did enjoy the actual series quite a bit. As you can see here is Kirito from the series. I do own Sword Art Online Hollow Refragment, which was a PSP title ported to PS4. I do also own Sword Art Online Lost Song, and I put a lot of time in that one. And hello, Pamela. Hope you're feeling better. The deal is with the Sword Art Online, this new game, Hollow Realization. Before I kind of go over this little creative player kind of situation, I kind of want to reference some stuff real quick about Sword Art Online. Now, Kirito's character in the game world that he created, his avatar per se, what you're looking at here, though he looks a little different from the actual show, he actually looks just like that in real life. It's one of the only real big problems I actually had with the anime is Kirito, Asuna, and all the cast that's in the game, Elizabeth and all those, they actually look identical to their worldly counterparts, which is unusual. If you think in concepts of the game, this is pretending to be in an MMO, and what's kind of weird about the whole situation is, and I never quite understood this, like even in the roleplay games I play, and even some MMOs I have played, I don't try to make me look just like me. I don't really know a whole lot of people that do that. I don't think I know anybody that does that. But that's one of the faults, I think, of this anime, is the fact that I think it would be much more interesting if Asuna and Kirito, who got married and fell in love, didn't really look like that online, but like their actual real-life counterparts. But, again, it's anime. Anime tropes, as I call it. One of the other problems that you're going to find with this game, it's very nice that they do allow you to create and make your own character. You can make a male and female now. As a matter of fact, you can actually give them, a bust, which you couldn't in Refragment, really. You could change the physique if I want to make person bigger or smaller, change your height, change the mouth type if I want. I can zoom in, which is nice, so you do get a little bit there. There is a little bit better creative player than it has been. I think, though, generally speaking, one of the problems in this game, and this is why it's kind of bothersome to me, is the fact that if you're playing this game, for example, and you want to play Kirito, Kirito's voice will always be Kirito's voice. So if you're playing a female and you go to these so quote-unquote in-game cinema cutscenes or whatever you want to call them, where they're standing around these stills or standing around talking, and you're playing a female avatar, it's still Kirito's voice. You will have a male voice. Even if your combat voice is different. That voice option there is just for when you're running around in the adventurous thing that it is. It's kind of nice that they do refer to you as your avatar's name. So, like if I want to make Centaria, a name that I use a lot in a lot of female roleplay games, Centaria is just, I love the name. It was a character I created in World of Warcraft that I played for all of 2 months, and World of Warcraft is a boring as hell game. Snailfest. How the fuck do people play this, put their whole life into it, is beyond me. Sorry, you WoW fans. That's just my opinion. Anyway, so, and you do have a lot of options here. I can make her hair red, black. There's all the sliders. Change the eye color. Let's say I want to make them green eyes. I think green eyes are cool. If I want to change the skin color, make her lighter, make her darker, tan her up if I want to. It's just different things that they do allow you to do, which I like. It is, like I said, problematic at best. You got to go up to, I think, to 9 or 10 to actually have a female voice. You know, and that's something you gotta deal with. So when I go to weapon, you do have a choice of the weapons. This gives you a sword, which rapier. You do have a scimitar or scimitar, which is really nice. The graphics are much better than any of the other games out there, which is nice. It definitely has some level of detail there, which is really nice. You can do dagger, you can do a club, you can do a two-handed sword, an axe, and a spear. I actually really like the spear. I think the spear is a cool weapon, and I really dig it. The game does have a nice basic loot system. There is an option to turn off Kirito's voice in the adventure, so I guess that's one way to kind of avoid having to hear a male voice if you decide to make a female avatar. There does have multiplayer in the game and allows you to do raids and all that. One of the nice things about the game, it really emulates an MMO like really well. I mean, even down to the chat boxes and stuff that appear in the corner, and you really feel like you're playing, you know, a really cool MMO. I'm gonna see if there may be different. I might do a different hairstyle. See what we got here. There's different hairstyles again to choose from, male, female, both alike. You know, I do like that one, but I do like that one with the hair in the face. I like that really long hair covering your hair and whatnot. And again, like I said, you have a large variety of hairstyles. You blue, purple, you got sliders. You want to make them black. You know, you want to give her black hair, red hair. It's kind of nice. I do like that, you know, I do like the advanced settings feature, which is nice. And so if I want to make it a little bit more red, or let's say if I want to go darker, I can do that. And again, you're given these options. So it does have a pretty cool creative player. Let's go down a little bit more to 35. Make it that, you know, nice red that I like. You know, and again, there's different eyes to choose from. You know, if you know, different mouths. It would have been nice to have some more options like sliders for your face and nose and stuff, or even a head type. They didn't put that in here, but you know, I can understand why. You know, it's understandable. You know, you can be really short, for example, and you can be pretty tall on your height, 5 being the tallest. I'll just pick 5. I'm going to do tall, like the tall chick. This is the thing, though, about SOA, this game. It does have really cool combat. The combat is definitely more complex than it seems like. It's kind of a combination of taking hollow fragments and really fine-tuning it, and it feels much more like an action RPG, which is nice. So if we hit OK here, I'm going to continue so you can see some of the gameplay. The first thing that you battle is definitely this creature, and it kind of teaches you the ins and outs of combat. Then you go to town, and you could still skip all the dialogue if you want to. If you hold down the L1 trigger, it just blistering goes by super fast. And so if you don't want to read the story, I played through the first 10 or 15 minutes, so if I skip past some of the dialogue, it's because I've already read it. I did, however, you have to remember that SOA's characters, there is some really lengthy dialogue in this game. I mean, a lot. Sometimes you'll be reading it, so definitely put your message speed on fast, read quick, and go. Sometimes you can be listening to these people talk for a long time, just to let you know. There is cosmetic things you can do to the game, and there is an actual very robust loot system in place, which is nice, again, to see. Yes, there was weapons and things that you can do in Lost Song, but it's just, you know, but it wasn't. This is different. This has got a little bit more robust things going on and shares a little bit more with the Hollow Refragment series. So let's hit OK, finalize the character, and go. I'm going to play a chick. Why not? Now it's going to show the beginning, obviously. This is from the anime. That's good beer. You can skip past this. Kirito sees this NPC. She's important to the story for whatever reason. I'm skipping it because I've seen it, and I don't want to put too much spoilers in for you on this game. I'm very like haven't had a whole lot of time with the game. Another fault of the game is that you are only allowed one save. You don't get multiple save files. That's kind of a bummer. It'd been nice if you could make several different characters with different weapons, but that's just kind of the way they did it. There's Asuna, Lisbeth's there. And in this game, of course, they're not trapped like they were in Einkrad. Now you're in Einground, which is a very similar world. Even the town is similar, but they can log out whenever they want to. There's no real fear of death in the game, so it does take some of the weight of that from the game. But graphically, it's very nice. There's a lot of detail in the clothes. Look, you can see bump mapping here and there, and I like the. This is out of the 3 games that are available based off Sword Art Online on the PS4. This is by far the best looking one. So again, I can skip. See, I turned off her adventure voice. So right there, you would have heard a male voice for a female character. That's why you turn that off. So it's a little bit better. So it feels more like your character and not necessarily Kalito playing. This is going to go through how to stagger enemies. And you got a split second to time this, by the way. I mean, you don't have a whole lot of time, so you kind of got to do this. Took me a while to figure it out. Success, because it said weak. You gotta time it right when that flashes. Believe me, some enemies it flashes way faster than that. This is just your basic how to do your combos. Again, you can skip past this, and it just wants you to slash and time it right. The monster designs are really nice, as a matter of fact. And timing is everything, by the way. If you hit on the last hit, you'll get a combo finish if you time it right, which is nice. Down with that. You're just trying to get your combo meter up. You know, past that 2-point mark, so you can do some damage. Almost there. There it is. That gives you more damage and stuff as your combo meter increases. If it decreases, see your combo ratio to 2.0. This is where you learn to evade. It's L and R1. It's really slick, easy to do. You slide around the boss. It's nice. It's a nice feature. It was featured in something similar to this, just like in Hollow Refragment, where you did have a dodge. This is done a little bit better and much more sleeker in design. It's kind of funny how the Sword Art Online games are developed a certain way. I gotta dodge out of the way. So you can flip, which is cool too. I think that's really cool. If you, instead of dodging left or right, you can hit back and flip. So again, it's kind of nice. This is your chain attacks. This will let you like issue, like, hey everybody, let's all attack this at the same time. And skill chain attacks. It's all about working with your allies. And so now we got this. See how this showing the... I got the Sacred Spectrum triggered. Boom, it does all that. Again, it's kind of a neat thing because the combat is very deceptively simple, but there is much more to it than what meets the eye, which is nice. Again, another skill chain. See how his health went way down for doing that, and damage increased with the combo meter up. It's very cool. Like, they just did a good job on it. Boom, done. It's just a fun game, and it does really emulate the MMO very well. IGN kind of gave it, you know, an average review because of the whole you almost have to you really almost have to be a Sword Art Online fan to like the game. One thing I will say about the game that the other games did not do, and I really like, is in the other games, Kirito and them were in the world already, and they already were like a level 100. You start at like a level 100, so you don't start at level 1, but 100, and you do gain levels in the other two games, but they're weird because you'll gain a level or two, and like next thing you know, you're at 115, you're at 117, you're like, did I skip a bunch of levels? What's going on here? And I think that was their way to emulate time passing and whatnot, that you would gain levels. This game, you start out at the bottom, which is nice because it makes more sense. You can actually level up from 1 and go up, which is nice. And they're going to talk to you, and you're going to go back to town. And again, it's just I'm a fan of the anime, so I love all these characters. Elizabeth, she crafts weapons. Osuna, she's the woman that you married and fell in love with in the game world and outside. It's just nice. And see, again, if you didn't turn the voice off, you would have Kirito's voice talking. So it seems kind of weird if you want to make a female character, you have a male voice talking. I think they could have done a female voice and Kirito's voice. If you played a female, it would change this to female. I don't know why they didn't do that. The option of turning it off is the best way you can play the game, and so it feels more like it is your character and not Kirito's voice. And nothing wrong with Kirito, but still, it's just one of those things. So I'm gonna skip this, and I can think back on SAO, and it'll show me like the anime, like things that happen there, or I can keep conversing. So you do have the option. That just lets people who may not be familiar with the series become familiar with the series like right off the bat, which is really cool. And but so far, what I've played of the game, they've done a good job on emulating what it's like to play an MMO, even though you're not really playing an MMO. It's almost like an MMO simulator. But anyway, this is basically the town, and you'll do a few things and talk here and there. And again, this is just mainly how the gameplay rolls. If you are a fan of action RPGs, I think you'll like the game. If you're a fan of Sword Art Online, I also would recommend the game, because out of the 3 games, and I've put extensive time in both of them, the other 2, in particular Lost Song, I end up really liking that game for a strange reason. The flying is really well handled, the dungeons are well handled, and they're fun to play through and explore. And even though the game, I still can't believe they charged $60 for that game. That game's absolutely a $20 game at best. It's dirt cheap now. You can pick it up for nothing. But I'm telling you, I think this game out of the 3, it's so far been my favorite, what I've played so far. And these are just some of my thoughts I feel about the game. I'll be back later to hear episode with some Token 2, or perhaps some Mass Effect Andromeda. I didn't get a chance to do my Token 2 yesterday. I got caught up doing some Mass Effect and got really into the game. And now that I've gotten further and got my ship, the game is awesome and spectacular. I may show you some more of that later. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like my channel, and I hope that you give this game a chance. You could currently buy it at your local G-Stop. I believe it's new for $39.99, and it's $34.99. And again, I think if you're an action RPG fan, you'll like it, you'll dig it. And the game's world map, by the way, is very huge. The world map is interconnected, and there's a lot of exploring, and there's a lot of stuff you can do in this game. So it does feel more like traditional roleplay game, an anime based with some elements from other action RPGs that have exploratory options and combat and whatnot. Anyway, you've just joined in for this episode of 29 of Sword Art Online Thoughts and Hollow Realization Thoughts, and I appreciate you tuning in. And remember, I am the Juice Man. I'm the man telling you the way it is. This has been episode 29. As always, gamers, good gaming.